it's way more interesting now, and it's way easier and way more comfortable to read through it and, well, get with the characters, you know what I mean? Alright, welcome ladies and gentlemen, call me the Dream Believer, because that's who I am. Welcome back to another episode of Hoshizora, Wish Upon a Shooting Star. Well, let's get right into the game. They are at the cafeteria, if I'm not mistaken. I suppose there are two reasons that explain the open atmosphere it has in spite of that. One, being since the counterware, the trays are placed is pretty wide, there are no lines. The second being that you are free to take your lunch out of the cafeteria and eat elsewhere. Guess we'll better save the seats. We would better save seats to be on the safe side. I'll go sit down and wait for you. Thanks, do you want the usual? Yes, the sandwich please. How do they look like? I would like to know. You can sit and wait too. Yu-chan, what do you want? I'll get it for you. Well, he does. Well, he doesn't even know what they have, so how is he able to tell what you want? They've got everything from Japanese or Chinese to Western. Anything you're picky about? With the exception of mayonnaise, nothing really. Oh, so you don't like mayonnaise? Family-related reasons. You're good with anything. I guess I'll just get you a bowl dish since they're easy to carry. Actually, on second thought, I'll just go get something myself. I like how they treat him. Interesting. Okazaka-san, in a certain sense, you're a guest today, so feel free to simply sit down and relax yourself. They're pretty kind. In other words, because I'm getting roasted and eaten afterwards. If Kusame-chan is saving 4 seats by herself, the other students will probably complain, so it's best for you to stay with her. Not true. What's it gonna be, Kokosaka? Get me a chicken and egg rice bowl then. Can do? Kokosaka-san, why don't we go get tea for everyone when saving seats at this cafeteria? It's an unwritten rule to put a cup of tea on the table where someone is supposed to sit. Hey, that's interesting, to be honest. As the other two head towards the counter, Kusame-san and I instead go to get tea for all 4 of us and then sit down. You seem like you've settled in. As I am leisurely sipping on my tea, Kusame suddenly mentions that. What do you mean? That you have already blended in as a Hibari High student and as a Hibari Gasaki citizen too? You think so? Absolutely. I heard you were from some urban city, so I was thinking you might be accustomed to different things than we are. Compared to where you used to live, Hibarigasaki is much smaller and more rural, right? True, but I don't mean that in a bad sense. No offense taken, it's a shared sentiment among all the people living here after all. Kusame-san puts a hand on her cheek and forms her face into a wry smile. From a tourist perspective, this town may offer a delightful experience because what they see from outside is a curiosity to them. But I think people who actually move here, like you, come to figure the inconvenience. Only a handful of buses and trains run throughout Ibarigazaki. There are neither department stores nor thrift shops anywhere. And there's none of the usual recreational places like karaoke bars or arcades either. That's why it's been concerning me that you might not be able to get along as well with us. You mean because transfer students come to hate living here? Kosame-san answers me with a mild nod. No need to worry about that, honestly. That's right, you're different from them after all, since this is your hometown. Well, even besides that, I simply love this town. Kosame-san makes a surprised expression. Ah, right, there's something I want to ask you. I changed the subject before she has the opportunity to inquire about why I love the town. The other day, there was that fight going in front of the school gate, right? You know, Asuo and the other girl. Ah, yes. I know her. No, for real? Her name is Hisakaki Kumomo. She's my older twin sister. Which explains the similarity in their looks. How did that fight turn out in the end? I succeeded in achieving a temporary ceasefire. So they haven't settled their differences yet? Whenever Ne-san and Asu-san happen upon each other, they just naturally start bickering about this and that. It's quite the relief that we are lucky enough to have them in the different classes. Oh, can you imagine? So how come they are so tooth and nail with each other? It's because of the Asuro circle. What's that? There's surmise that your question will find itself being solved over the course of lunch. Okay, and here we are, one sandwich set and one chicken egg rice bowl. Asu returns with trays in her hands, conducting herself in a way reminiscent of how she served me and Chinami in her maid attire the other day. Alright, then we will better get eating for it. Alright, then we will better get eating before it gets cold. So, Asu sits down next to Kosame and Asuka next to me. Following that, we wish each other bon appetit before digging in. Once lunch is over with, it will be time to duke it out to see who's gonna take captive this innocent duck. Hey, Yu-chan, are you interested in stargazing? Don't spit your rice at me. Udak said you could get a head start. There's a certain natural order to things, ain't there? Why would I care about something like that when you invited yourself here? Every club and circle's got an equal right of claim on transfer students. Just for your information, our Astro Circle is in a situation where we can't afford to play fair. When it comes to recruiting new members, it's time for Asuo-san and Asuka to quarrel instead. Faced with the noise from the other two, Kosame-san is literally taking a bite out of one of her sandwiches. Hey, Kozaka, my man, what kind of stuff you interested in? All of a sudden, Asuka puts his arm on my shoulder like we are the bestest of bros. Any talents? Kind of magazines you like? Favorite music genre? Any TV shows you're into? What? You good with all-nighters? The type that can see well in the dark? What's your opinion on the whole Foo Fighter phenomena? Ever been abducted by aliens before? Where do I even start? What the heck about that cannon barrage of questions of is proper? Doesn't the vastness of the universe as well as its supposed existence for 30.7 billion years make you think it's just not possible that us Earthlings are the only form of intelligent life out there? Cares about that, we can send our hearts out to the captivating magic of constellation 30.7 billion light years away. I highly doubt there are stars located at the ends of the universe. Oh, I guess if you say that, you're gonna ruin it for yourself. I guess you're gonna ruin for yourself like that. After all said and done, constellations are just lame crap people thought up because they were bored. Just see Kokosaka, come with me, and you might just get a glimpse of the mysterious that surpassed the human intellect. Sounds rad, right? Are they all... I called dibs on you, Chan, first. Why can't you just go chase your stupid UFOs by yourself? See, we at the Occult Circle are always on the lookout for fine men with talent. Please, your Occult Circle is more minor than our Astro Circle and doesn't even have a club. The Occult Circle exists with me, within me. Wherever I am, it is too. Stop making it sound so cool when it only means you're the only stinking member. Feeling a little bit sorry for him. Feeling completely lost, I choose to ask Kozami-san, still silently pecking at a sandwich about what is going on. What are those two even on about? They're trying to recruit you for their respective... Sir? Hey John, you want to join our Astro Circle, don't you? I can just see. No chance of that. He's joining my Occult Circle, isn't it, right? Okay, that makes things clearer. At the very least, I get the gist of what is going on. Being a transfer student, I haven't joined any club or cycle yet. As such, the two of them are trying to use that opportunity and win me over. That also explains why I got invited to lunch. It's pretty obvious the Occult Circle is researching paranormal jargon and all that, but what's the Astro Circle? The Astronomy Fan Circle, in short Astro Circle. So basically something like an astronomy club, huh? Let me rephrase that for you. A minor circle that isn't recognized as a club because it hardly has any members. I don't want to hear that from the lousy little Occult Circle that's even more minor. Ogasaka-san, have you already decided on a club you would like to join? Before that, a question. Is joining a club or cycle compulsory at the school? Compulsory. I am essentially gunning to not join one. That would be too much with my part-time job after school, which reminds me I have to confirm whether we are allowed to have jobs later as well. Besides, there is one more other thing I have to do after school. Something I need to do as soon as possible in order to recall the lookout girl's name again. It isn't prescribed by school regulations, but the majority of students don't belong to one. This town's pretty dang rural, right? Won't find much to do out around town, so there's no point in keeping your afternoons free by not joining one. Better than being bored out of your mind every day, you know? There's also students who don't join any clubs or cycles because they attend cram school, but they are a rarity too. After all, Memoria isn't a school focused on preparing students for higher education. So yeah, Kogasaka-ma, dude, let's go receive some UFO signals together and communicate with extraterrestrial life. If I said it right. You can't become a lonely like him, Yu-chan. If you join that astral circle, you would just end up playing cards around the clock. My occult circle's tons more wholesome. Even playing cards is more wholesome compared to occult. It sounds like a scant difference to me. Oh. Are you really saying that when it was your idea to bring cards along after you got tired of watching Star Maps on the screen? Maybe we could change things up and play with Japanese playing cards next time. That's a real scant difference. That aside, my lunch is completely cold by now. What to do? As for those two, well, I can't honestly say I am interested in joining any clubs or cycles, so I'm considering how to turn them down while mixing up my bowl's topping. Please, Yu-chan, if you joined our Astro Circle, we would be one step closer to our dream of becoming a real club. Our Code Circle ain't about those kinds of superficial goals. Only goal we strive for is the pure heart dream of sticking together index fingers with an alien like in E.T. and soaring through the sky on a B-cycle. That's literally textbook Lunette. In my eyes, Kogasaka got abducted by aliens in the past, and those suckers have planted a transmission device in him. It was the ordination of fate that he will one day, join my occult circle. This stupid fate talks nothing but a pipe dream. After all, Yu-chan's transfer student that perfectly fit our Astro Circle. That's true. Sorry guys, but look. When Yu-chan came to our cafe, he proved he is one of us. In response to Astro passionately, passionately talking in a loud voice. Some of the other students that are chatting along with their friends while eating their lunches turn our way. Oh. Ichan realized that Lyra of Hermes relates to the myth surrounding the Lyra constellation. Asuo has a voice that carries well even amidst the noise level of places like this, and the words that voice is carrying permeate right into my heart. What kind of stuff does the Astrosoccer do exactly? A weensy bit of interest has found for me. I would like to do real stargazing at least once. It isn't like I've always had a thing for the stars. I only grew knowledgeable about them for the Lookout Girl that weighs all. I merely read through tons of illustrated astronomy encyclopedias in order to learn more about them. Of course, that being the case, I've never done a proper stargazing using a telescope before. Asuo's surprised expressions turned over to joy. Glad you asked. We gaze at the night sky using a telescope and then take pictures of the objects in the sky we see. What else? I saw. But that's already fantastic enough. It's because stars are simply made fantastic. Probably not knowing how to express it with words, Asuo was trying to explain to me the magnificence of stargazing by gesturing. Seeing her that frantic about it comes across to me as a tad bit adorable. The hell, Kogasaka, I thought we were bros. I wasn't even slightly interested in joining your echo circle from the get-go. Come on, man. We'll channel up the will of the universe and have him speak to us the ritual of opening heaven's door. Only lunatics will do that. Right on the gut. So are you going to join the Astro Club? Astro Circle? Because I'm John's a member too. So if you join that will put us at 5 members in total. Well, about that, could I put my aunts on hold? Asuo and Kosame sound blink in surprise. I need to go look for a part-time job after school. Besides that, there's also some other business I need to take care of. Oh yeah, I remember you said you were running low on money this morning. So, quick question, does the school allow students to hold part-time jobs? They do if you explain to them your reason for wanting to work and get permission from school. I mean, Asuo-san is working as well. Except in my case, it's basically just treated like helping out at home. Why do you want one anyways? Well, reasons. If you want. If you wanna get yourself a nice camera, stay away from the digital ones. Still ain't nothing that beats an analog camera when it comes to taking photos of UFOs, ghosts and the like. The telescope is 1,000,000 times better than that, and if you think those are too expensive, there's also astronomy binoculars I can recommend that are a whole lot cheaper. Well, I'm not looking for a job, so I can save up money for something big. You can take part in our club meetings while having a part-time job, no problem. After all, night is the prime time for stargazing. Asusan, I think any more than this will only serve to bother Kogaka-san. Right. The cheerful smile on her face, Kosame-san turns my way. This game is way more interesting now. No, for real, it's way more interesting now. Kogaka-san, should you see the time when you find yourself that part-time job? Please come visit our circle to see what we do. We'll always be waiting for you with open arms, Yu-chan. With a wry smile on my face, Hanzo got it. After that we finally get to eating. It is cold, but it still tastes pretty decent. As soon as the bell signaling the end of the school day comes, I cram my textbooks and stuff into my book bag and stand up. Yo-chan, are you gonna get permission for a part-time job now? And here we're gonna end this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, it's way more interesting now, and it's way easy and way more comfortable to read through it and, well, get with the characters, you know what I mean? Way better, way better. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like it, share, subscribe, and don't leave anything out. And as always, remember, dreams come true, so what you to do? Just believe in you. And you should watch the animes, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I say that you should watch anime, so watch them for me, for you. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy watching.